Yo, what up, what up? Today we're going to touch on, is it worth it to do evolution cards? The simple answer is no. You can stop the video right now, or you can listen to a more in-depth explanation. So truthfully, the answer for me is, are evolution cards worth the upgrade? And my personal answer is yes, always, 100% of the time. The reasoning behind that is not because I'm looking to sell these cards after I evolve them. It's because, one, I'm a free player. Two, I'm a collector. Three, there is a lot of events to do. So when it comes to stuff like Triple Threat, when you use evolution cards, you generally get a more favorable match. That includes both offline and online. And as you can see there, I am using fully evolved cards. It generally means I will get much easier matches. Which also goes to the fact of the Spotlight evolution cards. It's not too terribly hard to get diamond contracts nowadays, so you might consider, especially if you're a beginner player, to slap a diamond contract on any of those big evolution cards, which we'll touch on in a minute. Actually, I'll show you. Actually, no, we'll touch on it in a minute. Another reason why I do evolution cards, more stuff to do. Domination. When we look at my evolutions, I still have a lot to do, and yet I still have a ton of domination to do. A lot of the domination is not that difficult, so you don't need to run your most elite teams to do them. So you might as well just use evolution cards in that to keep it a little bit fresher. There's one thing about this game, well, with every game, it becomes so monotonous to play. It's so boring after a while. Mindless gameplay. So something to look forward to is to evolve a card. Whether you use it again or not is not even an issue. It just keeps you fresh with something to do while you play the game. Challenges is another great place you can use evolution cards. Maybe not so much spotlight challenges, although you can challenge yourself with your own spotlight challenges by creating your own teams of evolution cards based upon some sort of theme you wanted to. Like, I thought about doing a Steve Nash one with people who he's played throughout his career, but I've already evolved him all the way, so it doesn't even matter. Weekly challenges. This is probably the best place to do your fantasy teams. The challenges aren't that hard, and you can really grind out a lot of your evolution cards. Moments, that's been dead forever, so it doesn't really matter. Now let's look at evolution cards. Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot. I also do save my evolutions for the beginning of each month because monthly they generally have some sort of description towards an evolution. So I'll always pick that up. There is actually in Lifetime also Pink Diamond Evolution, so that was an easy 20,000 MT. But yeah, in the monthly, and I do believe last month was, the past 2 months were for myself because these are different. The agenda is different for everyone. They don't all always 100% match. But I do believe the last 2 months for me was evolve 10 cards. So if I just bang it out the second the new month calendar turns over, it's over and done with. I don't have to worry about it. I do have most of the evolution cards with the exception of Ben Simmons Galaxy Opal, a couple of the domination cards that are in rewards. But overall, I have most of them. So we'll touch on it individually. Serge Ibaka, most difficult part was the 3,000 points. Probably not worth it, but like I said, with all of the tasks that you have to do, every card's worth it. Pau Gasol, I just evolved one and actually just sold him. But I'd say he's worth the evolve again. It's not overly complicated requirements. The 100 block shots is probably the one that's going to take you the longest. 33 pointers with this man, it was actually a pain in the butt. However, with all of the New Year's resolution, no, that was a rewards card. Yes, that was part of the New Year's resolution, completing the set. With the New Year's resolution cards, most of the, actually all of the requirements are super duper easy. So again, I found a bunch of the New Year's resolution cards really cheap last month when certain packs were released. So yes, if you have New Year's resolutions, not for the sales part of it, because selling evolution cards nowadays, there's just too many good cards out there. It's really hard to sell an Evo card unless the requirements are drastically long and it's a really desired card to perhaps complete a set. DeMar again, New Year's resolution, super easy. Dwight Howard was quite the grind. But like I said with these spotlight cards, because it is such a grind, you might consider putting diamond contracts on them. Dave Bing, all of these cards. Actually, this is going to go for all of these cards. You probably will never ever use them for anything but. However, myself, I don't do unlimited, so I don't give a shit about having the best cards out there. I have decent cards. I don't have the best. I'm a collector, so I have a lot of money already involved in cards, excuse me. So, but yes, Dave Bing, I find him to be quite fun actually. Bob Love, he's whatever. I'll continue to grind him when I finish up the Chicago um, Historic Spotlight Sims. Tom Chambers, his requirements were super easy for both tiers. Plus, the benefit behind him is his badges. So he does come with a fair stack of badges, so that's nice. McDyess was quite a grind. Jermaine will be quite a grind. I mean, he's decent, but it's a lot of work for him. But like I said, domination, spotlights, great time to get your evos in. And if evos didn't exist in this game, I probably would have quit a month ago because there's nothing to look forward to. It's just monotonous, boring gameplay. Kenyon Martin, similar to Jermaine O'Neal in the grind. Hidu was 20 steals, which was kind of a pain in the ass because I'm not very good at bump stealing. Jason Kidd being one of the larger grinds, although with Jason Kidd and Jeremy Lin, they were probably two of the easier grinds. So another pink diamond for me. Nate Robinson, same as Tom Chambers, pretty easy evolution. That'll be a big one. 3,000 points is actually quite a bit. But I suspect by the end of next month, I should have almost all of the cards fully evolved. This is not a terrible grind. I just haven't used him in forever, and he's a decent card. All of these cards are going to be great for your spotlights. I mean, they'll, if you're lacking in amounts of cards, not only does it cure the boredom, but these are all pretty decent enough cards to help you if you're struggling through any of the spotlights. Again, another New Year's resolution, super easy. Anton Jameson, 3,000 points is a grind, but it can be done. Super fun card. I like that card, actually. It's pretty fun. Marquise Johnson, I actually like that card, but it's another fair grind. This was a pretty big grind, but I had to do it because Raptors. Always got to handle my business with them. Chuck the Rifleman person. It was a whatever grind. I mean, I had to put in a fair amount of time for him, but T. Ross, same thing with the Raptors. Shumpert was actually not that bad of a grind, and he is a decent card, as you can see by some of the badges. Drexler, one of my favorite players of all time, so he was, I think, actually the first card, definitely the first Spotlight card, no, second, that I fully evolved out of the Spotlights. Nothing special about the card. I just find him super fun. Kareem, I'm slowly creeping on getting him finished. He's a huge grind, so you definitely would probably want to consider a diamond contract for him. Him and Dwight for sure. Steve Nash being Canadian, had to do him. Again, New Year's resolution, easy. Any of these steel grinds are rough for me, honestly. Not a fan, but I will get him done. Kevin Martin, haven't really played on, especially in a while. Kevin Mchale, he'll get his evolution up slowly but surely. I'm having a difficult time doing the Isaiah Thomas triple double. So if you guys know any foolproof methods of doing it, by all means let me know. However, I've watched all the YouTube videos and it just doesn't matter. Havlicek, I barely use him, but he doesn't seem like a bad grind. Joakim Noah was kind of a heavy grind, but when you look at his stats now, it's not that bad. I just think I had non-stop. I was running 10-man teams with all EVO cards, so it just kind of chopped into his time. Kenny Smith, Robert Pack. We'll keep scrolling down. Isaiah again. I have him far enough, definitely, for his Spotlight Challenge. I'm just having a really difficult time with steals. Or whatever the third option you decide for his triple-double. Because rebounds is super tough. Dirk, I'll be done him soon. He's so slow. He definitely, if you ever plan on using him, has to be a diamond because that speed and speed with ball is significantly improved. He is just so damn slow, like terribly. D. Brown, he actually won a dunk contest. He's a good time. Ex-Raptor also. This man here, Kevin Garnett, was my first fully evolved Spotlight card. Only took me a couple days of not hard grinding. It was pretty simple. Tripuka, it's a little bit of a grind for sure. Turkaloo, a lot of these will be a little bit of a grind. Joe Smith, I'll be done by the end of next month. Xavier will definitely be a big grind. I expect 3,000 points for the next year. Gail Goodrich will definitely be a grind. Daryl Griffith. Bryant Reeves, I never really use him. I just kind of use him as the secondary to get rebounds for challenges. That's going to be a massive grind, the Isaiah Thomas, but I will get it done. Desmond Mason was fun, especially when I got him, then I just stopped using him. Mo Pete, Canadian, had to do it. Besides, I want the cards at the end, and you have to evolve all those rewards cards. Again, another steals thing challenge, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Darius Miles is kind of a pain in the ass because you need 3-pointers. Dion Waiters, whatever. He'll still be a usable card. Keep scrolling on. Anyone who's having trouble with Dwayne Wade's second evolution, you gotta try to throw alley-oops to him for that one dunk. Because he is not going to dunk off the ground. Maybe with a shoe and a coach, but I really doubt it. Steve Kerr was a pretty rough grind, but I will wrap him up. This is a terrible, terrible grind just because of the 900 rebounds and being the position he's in. So even at small forward, it's a pain in the ass to get rebounds. So what I do is I use him in triple threat as the tallest man, my center, and let him try to pull all the boards down. And because in triple threat, anyways, when I'm matching with my evolution cards, like I said earlier, I get the favorable matchups, and they also generally with triple threat match similar positionally. So you generally won't have a guy who's super tall than you. Another one of the old guys. Spreewell I should have been done a long time ago. Jimmy Jackson's pretty decent at diamond. Jameer Nelson was quite a grind. Kersey will definitely be quite a grind by the time it's done. But as you can see, most of these cards, I'm pretty close to wrapping up. Lucius Allen was a little bit of a grind. Obviously, the more stars, the more of a grind. PJ Armstrong, I can evolve you. So all these evolutions you're seeing right now, I did within the past month, which isn't a lot, but working with so many evolution cards, it's not bad. As you can see, like I said, a lot of these will be done sooner than later. Within a couple hundred points with a lot of this stuff. Vinny Johnson, a card I never use, which I'll have to start using. Corver's another upgrade. Our Evo. And then from that point on is all the low-end Evos that have been done. So yeah, like I said, to wrap this up, Evo cards overall are just not worth it. But they always will be because you just have so much time on your hands having to grind out every assignment. If you're going straight from 0 to unlimited 12-0 champion, these are just a waste of time. But if you're playing all aspects of the game, they're absolutely always going to be worth your time. Even if you never use them again, it always gives you a goal to achieve. I could sit here and run my best cards all day, every day, but I just don't want to play them anymore. I would not want to play the game, honestly. And I don't understand how people can continue playing it without doing evolutions and stuff. But to each their own. But yeah, that's pretty much a wrap. And if you're like me or do your evolutions, good luck and keep gaming and keep safe.